Yes. Game Club.
Oh yeah, right.
Each
I
week-
almost missed that part.
We talk about the current game that we are playing. We are
Yes.
playing it together, but
Yes.
separately.
Yep.
And we're going through and we're discussing
Mhm.
the game in its entirety. So,
Yes.
spoiler alert, there
Yep.
will be spoilers now. So, please skip to the time code that's going to be posted up in the top right. It's not going to, so don't do it.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Time code. What are you doing to them?
And this time we are playing
Guardians. of the
Marvel's
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
The heavily story-based
Yeah.
action RPG by Squeenix.
Yeah. Very light on the
Very
RPG
light on the
elements.
RPG. Very, very light.
Yeah.
Emphasis on very light.
Yeah. It's. I mean, action. Sure, I'll agree to that. I guess. RPG. I guess technically you do get experience, but
You get experience and you
I
level
don't
up.
understand how they dole it out. Really, there's finite numbers of enemies you fight, so they may as well just.
I think you have to do it by the combat style.
Yeah,
So like the more style, the more executions you do, the more.
I guess
Yes.
so.
Because I found myself getting in this episode, I was like trying to pull off all like the executions, all the
Mhm.
cool combo
I mean,
styles.
when those come up, I do it, but
I often don't even notice. I'm like, where is that? Because like
you
the
got to
dude
be
will
pretty
like,
close.
way in the back. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, is there a little icon above his head?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what was is this chapter 7?
We're
we
on
did?
chapter 7.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is after we've been to nowhere.
Yeah.
We fought the bounty
Blood
hunters
brothers.
that have come for us, and now we've talked to Cosmo.
Yeah. Like we're.
So Cosmo is a Russian cosmonaut who is also a dog, a golden retriever.
Yeah, but is this supposed to be the actual Cosmo or
I
what?
think this
or
is the actual Cosmo.
Or is this because I thought? Well, first of all, I thought Cosmo died, but like in space. But I was like, is this just like they're projecting the idea of Cosmo because it would be like I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be a real actual dog or just like a manifestation
Oh yeah,
of a dog.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
But in the movies,
Mhm.
Cosmo the dog.
Oh, Cosmo's
is
in
actually
the-
there. He's
what?
in one of the collector's cages.
Oh, the collector's
Yeah, so
cages. Oh, okay.
he's in there. In
It's a
the
good thing you
movies.
rewatched these 100 times because I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say we saw Spider-Man.
Oh,
we'll talk-
save it for next
save it for
time or
next time.
something. Yeah, so it was Cosmo the dog who has a Russian accent, of
Yeah.
course, because he's a
Russian
cosmonaut.
cosmonaut.
And he wants us to figure out exactly what does he want. He wants us to find, God, what's her name? Like, I can't even think of her name. Like,
Corel?
yeah. Find her for I don't even know why. He doesn't. I can't remember why we're supposed to.
Yeah, I
find
can't
her.
remember why. So the start of this chapter, I played it like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So that starts you're in jail and there's these puppies licking you when you come back into consciousness.
Oh yeah, it's like you're in the collector's cells. Like everyone's in this weird infinite jail.
Yeah. And then you're kind of like getting into an argument with Rocket again. Like it's
As
getting
usual.
pretty tiring. Rocket needs to chill out a bit.
Yeah.
But you're like growling at each other and then you like wake up out of this like induced dream of whatever and you're in front of the Cosmo and he wants us to sign Corel because he wants something to do with the hive mind or what is it? It's not called the hive
World
mind. The which mind?
World mind.
The world mind. That's why it also made me think he's not real. Like he's just a projection, but I don't know. But they want us to go and back to the Nova Core base thing.
Yeah.
And get Corel, see what's going on. Which was, I mean, I don't know why they did this section really, because we were going to be going back there anyways. Because we got that weird message from Nikki that was just like, what's happening with her, right?
Yeah. But now it's like now we have a better excuse.
I guess
for
it's
the
the
team.
reason for the team, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just Peter Quill was going to be going to do
Yes.
it, I guess. But we get taken to some weird portal that I have no idea what was going on there. It's a giant triangular shaped portal with a hand that comes out and it takes you into like the between space between universes. I don't even know. And then we're flying through and you can hear alternate universes where like Drax is like laughing and having a good time with his wife and then you fly by another universe where it's like Peter Quill is a kid and he's going to prom and his mom's alive and he's like, oh no, not Janie, I didn't want to go to prom with Janie. And then they fly past one that's you can hear Thanos and he's just like, I'm so proud of my daughter Gamora, and she's like, well, that's not real. But you finally go through and you end up back in the space station, but the gravity's turned off. And you have to turn the gravity back on.
Cosmo actually gives you a
like
pager kind of thing. So you can call back and get taken right back once you find Cor-El.
And Drax decides he's supposed to take dog notes.
Yes.
About everything that he sees, and he'd be like, dog note.
Yeah, I was like, because that was 3 weeks ago that I played the start of it.
Like,
he was doing this the entire time. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I know.
Why does he keep saying dog note?
I know. So he's taking notes about everything, and then they're just like, Drax, it's not important. You don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, do it. To yourself. He's like, I am doing it to myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I am.
They're
saying
like,
it to
use
myself.
your internal monologue. The flying sucks. Like, are you using mouse and keyboard or controller?
No, I'm using controller.
Like, you praying like A to go up and X to go down and B to go forward or whatever.
Fly the Milano again?
No. When there's no gravity, you have to fly around to turn it on.
I didn't have that much problem with it.
No, why wouldn't it just be like press forward to go forward and like fly around like a normal game?
I don't know.
Anyways,
I actually didn't clue into it being a problem with that.
It just was like, why is it controlling like this? Like, anyways, maybe up and down to move up and down. Okay, but like pressing a button to go forward.
Are you using backward brain?
No. I could control it fine. Don't worry about the controlling. I could fly where I wanted to, but it was just like, why would you not just press forward to go forward and maybe up and Y to go up and down?
I don't know.
Anyways, it was weird to me. I did keep getting electrocuted, which was pretty hilarious because Peter'd be flying and then an electrocuted piece of equipment would come by and he'd just be like, so I did that a few times just because it was so funny. I found the little electrical like mini game thing that you had to do was just kind of like filler. Like they put it in here to extend the scene.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like challenging or anything. It was just like, okay, I got to go up here and turn the switch.
Yeah,
and I got to go down and turn the switch.
Is this when after we've done a bunch of fighting and
done the
sorry.
engine thing? It starts with it in that first room. Once you turn the power on, you have to like zap the switch because you learn how to use the elemental.
Yeah.
Like you put in the battery, Rocket's being a dick and he's like, okay, whatever you do, don't touch the green thing. And then you have to hook up the power and Peter's like, which one? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Just choose one. And they're both in the green. So you jam it in there and then the shield opens and the air is getting sucked out and they're going to be slurped out in outer space. And then somehow Peter's gun transforms to have electrical powers now and he shoots the button and it closes the door or whatever. And then you get the ability to like zap things.
Yes.
And then there's immediately one of the little puzzles where you have to like turn the switch. But it was very finicky, I found, too. Like, I'm like, okay, how do I turn this switch over? And I'm shooting the spot that I think it needs to. Okay, that didn't work. So I shoot at another thing that doesn't work. I shoot at the other thing, it doesn't work. And then I'm like, well, what am I missing? And I go back to the first thing I shot, and then it worked. So I don't know if I was just off by a millimeter and it didn't hit.
Off by a millimeter.
But it was just like aggravated because I'm like, okay, what am I missing here?
Yeah, it was very finicky. Like I'd be in scan mode and trying to shoot him, be like, oh, I can't hit it. What the hell? I get out of scan mode and then I can hit it. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah,
it was very finicky that way.
Yes,
So
ultra finicky.
But you go through the station a bunch and you have to. I can't remember if you go through Nikki's room first. I think you go through Nikki's room.
You go through Nikki's room later.
After the elevator scene? I can't remember.
After the elevator scene.
Okay. So we eventually get through, and again, the Rocket's bickering, and you have to like appease Rocket, and it's just like, oh my god, Rocket, shut the fuck up.
I might just start not trying to appease Rocket.
He just does it. He just goes.
I don't think it matters what you pick. He's just a peckerhead the entire game.
Yeah. You get to the elevator where you have to power the elevator, and at first I was like, what am I missing here? Like, I can see where I'm supposed to shoot to get these clamps to remove. And I'm like, what the fuck am I missing? And then there's these weird, you could scan these weird segments of the wall that are scratched. And I was like, what am I doing with these? And it was like, oh yeah, Gamora can like attach to those and like yoink us up in the air.
She sure can.
I haven't done any Gamora yoinks recently, so it wasn't really on the top of my mind.
No, it's not. There's only like specific set pieces. In the story
usually the one you're using is Drax always. He's always punching shit, or Raccoon is going into a hole.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess earlier I had Gamora slicing some cables, so maybe I should have thought of it a little earlier. It was not like I was stuck in there for like 10 minutes, but it was like, when I figured it out, it was just like, oh, I should have figured this out a lot earlier than I did. But they fight in that little like elevator. It's like you say elevator, but it's like a large ass platform that gets raised. It's a large platform
with like the power source for the entire ship on it.
And the fight in there, the first time I did lose. I died.
Oh yeah, I did too.
And then the second time it was like, okay, let's see what I can do. The main thing is they shoot out these like weird probes that are electrified.
Yeah, like mines.
And there's like no warning they're coming for you. Like they're not like homing, they're not homing or anything, but they just shoot out in a straight line. So if you're not looking at the guy that's shooting them out, all of a sudden you'll just be like electrocuted. And it's like, I didn't notice any like warning. Usually there'll be like a little arrow or something.
No, there's no warning. It just comes at you and it hits you from like far. So I found myself just like leaping around the entire room the entire time.
I just tried to stay as far away from them as I could and keep them in my view. But I finally did beat them and whatever. I did, I think in that battle I was like, let's have a huddle up here, and I just chose the wrong one again. So they're like, Peter, what are you talking about? So they were not hyped.
I kept accidentally doing huddle for whatever reason, because I was like still trying to figure out the buttons again. And I kept huddling, and they're like, we're doing great out there. What are you doing? Why are you calling us over here? We're kicking ass.
Yeah. The one thing that for me was screwing up trying to relearn the controls was I kept accidentally putting in photo mode. And I was like, how am I putting it in photo mode? Like, what is the button combination to do photo mode? And I think it's clicking in both the sticks at the same time.
Yeah, or at least one of them.
Yeah, so I just would be like, I'm in photo mode again? Like, what is going on here? But I think that was because I would be in helmet scan mode, and I'd just like, okay, gotta get out of helmet scan mode, and I'd just click them both to get out of it, and then be like, oh yeah, photo mode time. But you finally get up out of the elevator, and you end up going through some more hallways, and you end up getting into Nikki's back room again.
Yeah, you actually get back to the hangar where where you fall through the first time, like where the Grand Unifier's ship explodes and
fall through as Nikki, and
you jump down and try and save Nikki.
Yeah, this was like 4 chapters ago or something like that.
Yeah. It was like chapter 2 even.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there's like these weird, I don't know, they're slurping energy out of the planet or something. I'm not sure exactly.
Oh yeah, there's this when you go into that hangar, there's a huge gun ray thing just sucking energy like energon out of the planet.
Yeah.
The whole thing reminded me of Transformers.
Yeah.
Because they put it in a big square batteries, filling them up like juice, like energon would.
Yeah. When
the Decepticons were sucking energon out. And then you go down and around that thing, and then you jump down the hole.
Yeah.
And you go down into the belly of the ship again, and you're like, well, how did you get through this the first time, Peter? Like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
I was following her, so...
Yeah. And you eventually get down into her room again.
Yeah.
Into her, her zone.
Her hidden zone there. And the carpet totally was the carpet from the Overlook Hotel in The Shining.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I was right.
So we played it the first time where we convinced Nikki, we sided with Nikki, and we got her personal card, her key card to get into areas of the ship. And so you were able to get into her room and pick up a bunch more things and have a lot more storyline.
Yeah.
Where she's like trying to figure out if Peter Quill is her father.
And it was hilarious when that happened, because they show the little terminal and it shows like her mom, Peter, and then her, and it's like it says missing data or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Drax just hits him on the back like, Peter, you will be a terrible father. And then he said, unless she's dead, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God,
hilarious.
So funny. But you look around and you can you find other things that she's got in there, and you can just check them out as usual in the game. I did pick up. Sorry.
There's a bench there, so you can upgrade your skills.
And then Rocket's like, oh, this is not too bad of a bench for a rookie or whatever. Actually like a backhanded compliment. I did pick up Nikki's diary as one of the little makeup
Yep.
compacts, is what I call them. I didn't read it. I was like,
Nope.
I can't read her diary.
I did.
No, I didn't. I didn't read it. Also, I'm streaming it at the same time, so I don't think people want
Yeah.
to. I don't know.
I'm
whatever.
reading everything.
Yeah. Once you leave there, we go through and we eventually end up at the what's it called? The like the bridge, basically.
Yeah.
Which
I'll say too, that room down below, that's her secret stash room. Her secret hideout.
Yeah,
it's not her actual bedroom that's on the ship.
But you end up in the bridge, which their bedrooms are like attached to the bridge.
Yeah, which is weird.
Which was weird, but I guess it's probably just
So and the bridge is. Oh yeah, like the bridge is attached to her office.
Yeah, but there's a bed in there and everything.
Yeah. Because her office is attached to the bedrooms, which makes more sense than just having it.
Oh, I guess that was her office rather than the bridge. Yeah. Okay. But you can go through their bedrooms and look and check out the stuff, and there's a hologram of like Nikki in Corell's room, and then her first son or something like that. And then you can go into Nikki's room and look at everything. And the bridge, actually we skipped over the bridge part first. Was you can look at all the like saved data they have there.
Yeah.
And there's like, you can look at all the rap sheets of everybody and see what's going on.
Yeah, tons of other characters, Marvel characters in there that.
Yeah, there's like Darkhawk and
Quasar.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, Quasar's in here. It's crazy.
Yeah, lots of other like people from Earth.
Yeah, I didn't read them all, but I listened to what they said about them when I scrolled through them.
Yeah.
And there was some joke about like, oh wow, Peter, yours is bigger than I thought it would be. His like rap sheet or whatever.
And so there's like audio files, there's video files, or there's all the rap sheets for like pictures, the good people, the bad people, the criminals, pictures, and then at the very end there's video logs.
Yeah.
And so it turns out that they went back into the quarantine zone and onto the ship that you guys were on, looking for stuff, and then that weird monster thing came and attacked them.
That we released. Came and attacked them. So it's like, oh, and Peter's kind of like, do I come clean about this? I came clean about it.
I sided with Rocket. I was like, yeah, Rocket said, like, we don't know what that thing is. Could come from anywhere.
I didn't. I was like, yeah, that came from the gem we shot. And Rocket's like, what do you mean we shot? You shot.
What do you mean we shot, Peter?
Exactly. So, so then we end up going out of there, and we're trying to get out of the base, basically, where the communicator's not working at this point. It's like Cosmo's not contacting us.
When we were in the bedroom, you didn't read a bunch of stuff.
Well,
right?
I picked it all up, but
you didn't read it. Turns out that according, like the whole office was covered in Kree glyphs.
Yeah.
And a bunch of weird stuff. It was like very messy in there. It's like somebody had been through and just scribbled on everything. And you go into Nikki's room, or you go into Corell's room, and there's a communication from the World Mind. It's like, hey, Nikki's under investigation because she might not be fully Kree. If you're not fully, apparently, if you dilute the Kree bloodline, that's it. You can't have this. Like, your kid's gonna get killed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you go into Nikki's room, and there's like a bottle of hair dye. Because maybe she's got like human hair color.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, there's a hair dye. There's a hair dye bottle on the floor.
But like, I mean, who would think she's Kree? Like, she wasn't a blue skin or anything.
Yeah, she's blue skin.
Man, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, Nikki's blue skin.
Okay.
And apparently, diluting the Kree bloodline is not good.
Okay.
It's not a thing that you do.
I didn't see the hair dye bottle, but I did pick everything up, and I would listen to what they would say about it, but I didn't read it or anything. So I did hear the part about Nikki could be not fully Kree. So, yeah. But then after that, we're trying to get to the, I guess, the ship or something like we can't talk to Cosmo, or we haven't hit the Cosmo button yet. It's kind of weird. Like, so I guess
we go to the record. We're trying to get to the server room.
Yes, but one thing we forgot to mention is along the way is like, you have to give a code phrase to let them know, like, to hit the button. Which one did you choose?
Oh, I don't know.
There was two choices. I can't remember the second one, but the first one was sweep the leg. So I was like, oh, well, I have to choose sweep the leg. There were two references to 80s movies. One was The Karate Kid, and I can't remember the other one.
I would have definitely chosen Sweep the Leg.
Yeah, so when we're trying to get to the server room. We get to a glass bridge, and we're walking over it.
Yeah, and underneath us is the part in chapter 3 where we see all the
like cultists.
Yeah, the cultists worshiping the big road figure.
Yeah.
And this is that spot.
Yeah.
And the big road figure is there.
Yeah, so we are going above it, and it's like, oh, it starts to crack. Oh, I wonder if we're going to fall down. The walkway's cracking. Oh, no, we've fallen. And then the robe figure turns around, and it's just some weird, like...
Yeah, it's a big robot.
Some sort of weird cybot. Yeah, robot thing.
It looks definitely from something that they would have dreamed up in, like, the 60s for sci-fi.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
It's got, like, very round, very like noodly arms. Yeah.
That fight was not particularly hard. It just was, like, all the fights in the game are not hard. They just... No. Every enemy is just, like, you have to shoot it 1,000 times.
Yeah. So when I dropped down there, I'm still fumbling with my keys. I did the huddle up thing.
Yeah.
And I got everyone all psyched up.
Mm-hmm.
So we took that thing down so fast.
It goes down fast. Like, I got it down, and like the audio clips in this fight were particularly bad because they kept saying the same thing. Like, Rocket would be like, "We're not doing any damage to it." I'm like, it has like one sliver of health left. Like, what are you talking about? And then they repeated them like 3 times.
Weird.
Yeah, it was...
I don't think that happened for me.
Yeah, I kept hearing the same lines, and they kept like, "We're not doing any damage." I'm like, we've already ripped one of his arms off. Like, we're doing damage to it.
Wait, you ripped his arms off?
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I just full on pummeled him down super fast.
No. I worked him down to low health, and then it was like an option above him was like, the prompt of hitting the Y button or whatever popped up. So Gamora... No, how did it go? Groot would rope, like, use his roots on them, and then Drax or something would rip his arm off, and then his health went all the way back
crazy.
Up. And then you did it again and ripped his other arm off, and then it was the over.
I don't think I ripped his arms off at all.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, again, it's another thing where it's different depending how you do it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I was telling Danae about the bar scene in Nowhere where you didn't meet the alien.
Yeah.
And then when I was reading the docs of, like, the criminals in the World Mine section, the alien's in there, lipless.
Oh. See, I didn't... Yeah, no.
Huh.
No. Nope. Totally not.
Yeah.
So anyways, you beat that guy. We continue on.
Jumping puzzles.
Yep.
One tiny little jumping puzzle.
Yeah, exactly.
Where Gamora's pretty much like, "Hey, go up there, idiot."
Wait, what was the jumping puzzle?
It was like when you get past there.
Oh, yeah, you got to go on the, like, climb the servers and stuff. Yeah.
And I'm like trying to figure out how to get this one little crafting material in the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I turn this thing off?
Oh, did you find Rocket's Nova Corps outfit?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as soon as I found Rocket's Nova Corps outfit, I dressed everyone Nova Corps.
Yeah, I must have missed Groot's Nova Corps.
Oh, I don't have that one either.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he doesn't have one. But Star-Lord's Nova Corps outfit, his butt.
Yes,
is so
I know.
Thick.
When I was playing it, that's exactly what it was. Nacho in the chat was like, "Oh my god, look at his butt!
His butt is so thick, and the way the outfit is, it like accentuates it even more, and it's so shiny and blue, and you're like, what the frig?"
I'm crouching down and walking underneath the pipes and everything like that. It was crazy. The one thing I forgot to mention too, like, it's not really anything, but in the office of Corel, when we were like discussing, like, we couldn't get in the thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, all the logs have been deleted out of there.
But when that cutscene was going on, Groot was just standing in the corner, and I have him in like the demonic skin where he's like all red.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was like a horror movie, basically, where out of the corner of your eye, you just see a demon in the corner. It looks so hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, we beat the robot. We go into the next room, and the what's his name? What's his name? Craig? I can't even remember his name. What's his Grand Unifier?
Oh yeah, the Grand Unifier.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, me either.
He comes floating in with his like metallic arms and his 2 robed buddies, and he's like all
Raker.
Yeah, Raker. There you go. He comes floating in, and is like, "Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy," and whatever. And this is the point where Gamora like says to Groot, like, sweep the leg. So he's like hitting the Cosmo thing, like, come on, let's go. And it's just not working.
Yeah, nothing's happening.
So the Grand Unifier is like, okay, well, we need you to go
meet the matriarch.
Meet the matriarch. So let's go. And Peter Quill is like, he's Peter Quill in it. Yeah. And he's like, well, it's really great that you know who we are.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And then they some big ass other huge ass spaceship comes along just to slurp up that spaceship, which is crazy huge because that
very big.
The Nova Corps ship was very big. Yeah. And that's the end of that chapter.
Yeah. So I want to say that when you're reading through like the profiles of all the people at the World Mind kiosk.
Yeah.
I was reading everyone's profile and they're all like, addendum number 2. They've been joined by the Gardeners of the They've joined the Gardeners of the Galaxy.
See, I didn't see that because I didn't read those.
Yeah, I was reading through everyone's threat levels.
Yeah.
And like Drax's planet based, Gamora's galaxy threat level.
Oh yeah.
Rocket is continent threat level.
Yeah.
Peter Quill is village threat level.
Village threat level.
Yeah. And Groot is unknown.
Yeah. There was the Lady Hellbender one in there. And
yeah.
Gamora's like, oh look, Drax, it's your girlfriend. He's just like that. Lady Hellbender's not my girlfriend. So, yeah, it was good. Yeah, I should just read those things, but I mean, when you're streaming, it's kind of
you can't just sit there and read.
No,
you can be like, we're gonna read this together.
We need to figure out what's going on here. So, I should go back and read all the ones I've picked up that I never read. I did see though that you can replay any chapter, so you can just choose and where you want to go and see play. I don't know if it lets you choose differently based off of, like, I don't know if a thing you did in chapter 1 affects how anything goes in chapter 2, you know? Like, if I say something to this person, does it change this way? Like, maybe something I did in a previous chapter meant in chapter 6, I can't talk to Rocket and Groot in the bar.
Yeah, could be.
Who knows? I don't know. But, yeah, I'm still enjoying it. Again, it's mostly for the story, not so much the gameplay. Gameplay is kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it's pretty eh.
Doesn't really do it for me, but just the comedy points and everything is very interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see how it goes for the next one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
Okay.
It's time to talk about the news. Not much news, but we're going to talk about some stuff.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it.